Hi, this is Dr. Steve Graves from the Cal State University Northridge Geography Department. This video tutorial shows students how to use the ordinary least squares regression tool on a data set of precipitation recordings in California. To get to this, it varies by version of the software, but basically you want to go to Computer or My PC, and from there look for, scroll up and down, or from the drop down menu you look for GeogShare Drive H. Depending on the class that you're in, you'll find this folder either in 105, which is a weather lab, or 102, which is a physical geography lab. It should be in both. For right now, we'll look in the 105 folder, in the orographic folder. That's a double click. And because I'm using ArcMap 10.3, I'm going to click on the 10.3 version. If you're using 10.4, you can use either version. Click open, and momentarily this map will appear. This map is a map of weather stations on the top here. I'll turn that on and off. There are 411 weather stations, and the squares represent the location, of course, but also the color ramp indicates the number of millimeters of yearly precipitation on average. The areas in dark blue, lots more rain. The areas in yellow and lighter shades of green, far less rain. Now, you are going to be asked to identify some of the stations and to prove that you understand how the data is organized. There's two ways of getting data from this map. One is to right-click on the word weather station, right-click, and open the attribute table. The attribute table contains the names of the stations, all 411, the elevation data, latitude, longitude, the yearly precipitation. So at 29 Palms, it is at a 602 meters above sea level. The latitude, longitude are recorded there, 113 millimeters on average. There are a couple of other variables that are of interest for this particular assignment. One is the distance to Oregon, and this is 877,415 meters to the Oregon border, and 160,517 meters to the Pacific Ocean. So those are the variables that you're going to need. So if you have a question in your learning management software that asks you, say, what is the elevation at Buttonwillow, California, you would report 82. You can sort this data by right-clicking on the column header. I'm doing that right now. It's taking a moment. And you can sort A to Z, or low number to high number, or high number to low number. So the most distant weather station to Oregon is the Imperial Beach Ream Field Naval Air Station, which is a military base. And then you can ask other questions like which one has the longitude that is most far west. That's one way of doing it. Clicking clear selected features here. I can also zoom in. So I'm going to zoom in here to local here to Southern California, and I can get information about, let's zoom in on Santa Clarita near Cal State Northridge. And there's a weather station at Stevenson Ranch and one at Newhall. If I want to get information about the weather station at Newhall, I click on the Identify button and then click once on the square representing the Newhall weather station. It gives me, in a pop-up window, the name of the weather station, its elevation, latitude, longitude, yearly precipitation, distance to Oregon, distance to the Pacific coast, and those will help you answer some questions that are designed just to make sure that you are familiar with the database. And at this point, I'm going to allow you to answer some questions, and I'm going to pause this video.